Welcome once again to Pythamatis TV. In our previous video, we explained the meaning of set and the types of set. Today we are going to learn how to simplify radicands. That's simplification of radicands. Now let's look at the questions on the board. We have the first one to be square root of 36. And to be able to simplify any radicand, you should know all your perfect squares. And when I talk about the perfect squares, I'm referring to 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, 36, 49, 64, 81, 100, 121, on and on it goes. 1 is the perfect square for square root of 1. 4 is the perfect square for square root of 2. Let me see. The square of 1, that's 1 square is 1. The square of 2 is 4. The square of 3 is 9. The square of 4 is 16. The square of 5 is 25. The square of 36 is 36. The square of 7 is 49. The square of 8 is 64. The square of 9 is 81. The square of 10 is 100. The square of 11 is 121. So all that we mean is that the square root of 1, the square root of 1 is 1. The square root of 4 is 2. The square root of 9 is 3. The square root of 16 is 4. The square root of 25, on and on we go. So these numbers, we call them perfect squares. So if you know your perfect squares, then you can easily simplify any set. Now let's look at the first example. The square root of 36. 36 is a perfect square, which is the square of what? 6. Therefore, the square root of 36 is equal to 6. Now, what about the square root of 49? The square root of 49 is a perfect square, right? But the square root of any negative number is an imaginary number. So this one will give us, we are going to have something like square root of 49 times the square root of negative 1. And the square root of negative 1 is an imaginary number. The square root of 49 is 7, an imaginary number. So this is the imaginary number. Square root of 64. 64 is a perfect square. That's the square of 8. So 8. Square root of negative 25. So this will also give us negative 25 imaginary. Just like the 49. Square root of 75. Now we can see that 75 is not a perfect square. So if 75 is not a perfect square, then how do we simplify it? We look out for a common factor. We look out for a common factor which can be multiplied to give us 75. And when we go through these perfect squares, 1, 4, 9, 16, 25, we could see that 75 is equal to 25 times 3. 25 times 3. And the square root of 25 is what? 5. Therefore, we are going to get 5 root 3. I hope you are getting it. Square root of 25 is 5. And 3 is not the perfect square, so you can't simplify it. So we are going to get 5 root 3. 18. 18 is also not a perfect square. Therefore, we need factors. We need to factorize. We need 2 factors or 2 numbers that can be multiplied to give us 18. And those 2 numbers, we have 2 times 9 and also 3 times 6. 3 times 6, we cannot use 3 times 6 because none of them is a perfect square. But rather, 2 times 9, 9 is a perfect square. So we get root of 9 times root of 2. Square root of 9 is 3 root 2. Let's go to the next one. 8 root 80. We need to simplify the radical, which is 80. And 80, we have factors of 80 to be 2 times 40. None of them is what? A perfect square. 4 times 20. None of them is also what? A perfect square. 5 times 16. 16 is a perfect square. Therefore, we can use this one. So we get root of 16 times square root of 5. Already we have our 8. Don't forget it. Root of 16 is 4. Square root of 16 is 4. We have our 8 already, so times root of 5. 8 times 4 is 32 root 5. Therefore, 8 root 80 is equal to 32 root 5. Then the last one is what? 5 root 98. 98, factors of 98, we have 2 times 49. 2 times 49 is 98. And 49 is a perfect square. That's the square root of what? The square of 7 is 49. And the square root of 49 is 7. So, can use times. So, our 5 is already here. Root of 2. Square root of 49 is equal to 7. So 5 times 7 root 2. 5, 7, 35 root 2. I hope it's very simple. Alright. If you find this interesting, kindly subscribe to Radicands TV for more of such tutorials. Bye bye.